Hey, y'all, listen, y'all thought we forgot them. We didn't forget you guys.
No, no,
No,
no.
no, no. We're continuing to share out here. Go ahead and share these things out. Help me out. We all since I've been here, we've had nothing but computer problems. Okay,
Snafu, snafu, snafu.
snafu, snafu, double snafu, triple snafu. But you know what?
Hey,
It ain't beating us.
that's
Okay?
right.
Because look at here. Just got her. All right.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Whoop, get up out of there. All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Share it out, guys. To all the platforms, everywhere, around the world. Because that's who we're. Because today we got an outstanding guest with us today. She's been here before.
Mm-hmm.
She needs no introduction anywhere in the civilized world. Okay. Uh, she's
Well,
nice. She's nicer than we are. So
yeah. I think we'll say.
please, guys, give a welcome to the one, to the only, Tracy Hopkins.
Hello,
Hi.
everybody. How are
Hey,
you?
Tracy.
Thanks for having me back.
We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are.
Thank
We're extremely glad you're here. Wouldn't
to
have it
be
any
here.
other way.
Appreciate that.
And you know, our buddy here, our cohort, our partner in crime, the man who joined, and now we can't get rid of him. All right, he's a good friend of ours. He took over our Dummy of the Week segment and ran with it, guys. He's ran with the Dummy of the Week, and today, I tell you what, the two he's talking about today, either one of them is great. All right,
They're both great.
they're both great. Let's go ahead and bring him on real quick.
I think we need to have them both, really.
Yeah, you know what? It might be one of those days, or just give both of them. That's going to
Get a double header out there.
Yeah, double header. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Double dot, give us a double header.
No problem. Can do.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing? Congratulations on your Chiefs, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, well,
yes,
thank you,
yes.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Mr. One-Legged Man had to play that game.
Yeah, a little out of sync there a few times they were, but they finally pulled it together there, you know.
Yeah, we're proud to go on to the Super Bowl, so
Yeah.
we're going. Look forward. Here's Andy Reid. Look forward to taking on the challenge of the Eagles. That's what I look forward to challenge. But anyway, well, we don't do sports on here much, so we'll stay there for Sunday. Great show, guys. You remember Tracy when she was on before? She's here to talk about some things. We're going to talk a little bit about suicide and the after effects of suicide, guys. So if you want to stay and listen, we understand. If you don't, we totally understand. But if you stay and listen, please. There's some good information that you're going to need, that you're going to want, and going to have. Okay. But first, you know how this works. I got a rant. Okay. If you're put in a position to do a job,
Mhm.
don't get mad when you got to do that job. You're not mad when you cash that check. Okay.
Yeah.
Whether it be a good check or bad
Bad
check, that's
check.
not your.
Yeah.
You agree to that. But if you're going to cash the check, take the man's money, do the freaking job.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I got. I don't have no other, you know, just do the job, okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's see who we got here today. All right, out of the gate. Look at there, Dean Surrey. How you doing, brother? BJ Reed, she's here.
Hey.
That's good. You're here. She's here, yeah. Kyle Lundy, he's always here.
Now I got to behave.
You got to behave now. Yeah, my wife's watching too. So why'd you say it
I got your six,
it
Betty.
was the commander's fault? Show Mom's in the house. Thank you. Justin Kinney, brother. Thank you. Over BB
Yep,
Nation.
yep.
He seems he got everything took care of over there, so we're on the air. Bradley Jackson. See Bradley Jackson there. Thank you for showing up. Show Mom again. BJ Reed. All right, guys.
Okay.
Here we go. Got to adjust. What do you say here? Don't encourage them, Doc. By the way, he gains millions of fans from last Sunday night as the San Fran lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. Hated division rival Dallas Cowboys. Hoorah!
Hoorah, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. We sure could use it. His ankle keys. All right.
Yep.
Last time you almost forgot our what is it? I got to do the what is it real
What
quick.
is it?
Okay, here we go. Here's our what is it for today.
That our minds were working on the same thing. I know what that is because that's what I was going to show you tonight for next week. Okay.
Now I know that's snow, so don't type and say snow because that's not the right answer. Okay?
No, that's not the right
We need
answer.
to know what that is. You know.
That's it. I know what it is.
All right, here we go. As you know, on here, Doc, Commander, myself, we all preach 22 a day, and now I've seen numbers. Believe it or not,
It's
it's 40 a day.
40 a day.
40 days.
Okay.
That's the current number I've seen is 40 a day.
The last I heard last week, it had hit 30.
30. Wow. That's
But,
just
okay,
too damn many.
22 was too many. 30 is too many. But if you're saying 40,
Well, yeah, again, these are unofficial.
unofficial.
Okay, but that's what I read, and some guys know it's 40. Man, 40.
40.
Crap, I ain't doing very good at all. I'm not doing my job very well.
Right.
Okay.
Something ain't right.
No, and we
Good.
preach about it to not to let it happen. Okay, we do comedy. We got people to sing, storytelling, all these things make you laugh. Yeah, it helps you out. But there's a need for the other side of the coin now.
Yeah.
If a person does suicide, commits suicide, there's a big void, a huge void, big, huge void. Okay, and people like Tracy here is helping them fill the void. She's not fixing anything. Okay,
No,
I don't want
no.
you everybody to think she's going to fix it because that's not her job. But she's got so much stuff to offer, knowledge-wise, that we brought her back, and I'm giving her an open invitation to come back anytime she wants to come back on here. Okay, we met her at Warrior Fest. She's seen we put our money where our mouth is, making people laugh and try to raise money for help the veterans. And she's already proved her worth. She doesn't prove it again, but she's here because she loves what she does. So, Tracy, welcome back.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you very much. It is a pleasure and it's an honor to be here and get to share what I do and why a little bit. A little backstory on myself. 10 years ago, well, almost 10 years ago, 9 years in November, my 25-year-old son took his life. He was not a veteran, but he had actually joined the Army and was going through basic training and dislocated his shoulder during basic training and was medically discharged. And he came home and he was never quite the same. He really wanted to be in the Army, really wanted to serve. He struggled with depression and what they call self-medicating with alcohol and drugs, and perfect storm of depression and the drugs and the alcohol and a very unhealthy relationship one night just was more than he could handle. So when he passed away, someone could have told me that aliens had stolen him for what I knew about suicide, and that I knew nothing about it, and I knew no one who knew anything about it. And the void that it left in our family and the lack of information that we had was just crazy. And I'm not saying it wasn't out there. I just didn't know how to look for it. I didn't know what I needed. None of us knew what we needed, except, of course, we wanted Reese back. But you come to the realization very quickly that's not going to happen, of course. So the grief was very deep and painful, and we started searching and looking for support groups or online or reading materials, etc., and found a lot of research. And there are a lot of really good resources online as well. Now, this was almost 10 years ago. Resources have become more plentiful. You can look for suicide awareness, mental health awareness, and you're going to find more resources available. The comments are coming in. Whether you're an attempt survivor or an actual loss survivor, it can devastate a family. Absolutely. If you're an attempt survivor, I am so glad that you did not succeed. And I'm glad you got the help you needed. Veteran support is very, very important as well. Our soldiers are coming back and needing the help, and the soldiers who have served and are back already, our veterans who are back already and still suffering with the mental health, the mental illness problems. We need to give them the support. What I finally came to and what I found that worked best for myself and my daughter was face-to-face support, sitting in a circle, sharing, this is what I do, this is what I'm feeling. Has anybody else ever felt this way? I thought I was losing my mind. And I don't say that lightly. I thought I was going crazy because in 1 hour I would be happy and crying and guilty and angry. All of those feelings were just all in one big ball. And suicide has a specific stigma to it that society has placed on it from way back. They say commit suicide like it's a sin or like it's a crime, which it's neither. It's neither. It's an illness that takes good people who needed help that couldn't find it or that couldn't be reached. Regardless, I went to support groups and just free groups where we sat around and drank coffee and ate cookies. And most of us know what support groups are, right? Have been to something or are aware of what they are. So after about 2 years of going to those, I became trained to be a facilitator. Now, I'm a realtor by profession, okay? So I'm not afraid to meet people. I'm not afraid to talk, but I'm not a trained counselor or therapist. I was trained to be a facilitator. I was trained to keep the talk flowing in a group of people and keep suggestions going, etc. And the group is called Hope After Suicide Loss. And that's exactly what I try to bring, is hope to people who have lost someone. Whether it was last week, last month, in the last decade. I've had people who've come and they lost their sibling 30 years ago when it wasn't spoken about, when it wasn't talked about. It was an accident or it was died suddenly and it was never spoken about again. I've had people who've lost, siblings last week and come from the funeral, come to the group, needing support, knowing that they need to be with other people who understand it. Everyone has lost someone that they love and grieved. Losing someone to suicide, there's a distinct set of grief markers to suicide that, and I'm not saying ours is special or different, but it is unique. Losing someone to suicide, there are a lot of unanswered questions. Again, the stigma that's attached to it. Okay?
Yeah.
So
There's a great stigma. I want to interrupt you real quick for a second.
Sure.
Suicide has always been like the dirty little runny nosed cousin. Okay, no one ever paid him no attention. Okay, then all of a sudden he's there. He's big and strong, got his muscles. Like, where'd he come from? He's been your cousin the whole time. That's what it seems like. And it's also, mental illness has many facets. Depression is one of the leading causes of suicide, by the way. Okay, other things can cause it, but depression is one of the leading causes. Depression also works two different ways. Okay, I know for myself, I never tried to commit suicide. I was the guy who wanted to kill other people. Okay,
you were a homicidal.
I'm
sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I was the guy. If you didn't talk to me or wave me the right way, I'd slap the piss out of you just because I could.
Yeah.
Okay, MMA fighter guy, just because I could.
Okay.
Well, and I got to go in the court, and when I finally got help, they're like, "Oh, come on, sit down and have a talk."
Yeah.
So I sit down and have a talk, and he reached over and put his hand on me. He said, "Do you feel like," he got real soft. "Do you feel like killing yourself?" I said, "No, I feel like killing other people." Well, he jerked his hand back, switched files. He goes, "It's the same emotion, different reaction. Let's get after it." So I didn't realize what I had to go home and process what he told me. It's the same emotion, different reaction. Okay, and some people, I guess my ulunda blah 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 whatever that is called is messed up. I guess I don't know, but we make jokes about mental issues all the time, but it's actually a serious thing. When I was growing up, you were soft. Okay, I'm gonna be transparent with you. I grew up tough and hard.
Right.
Especially if a man took some time for himself, it's okay. But start taking more than he thought he should, he's just soft. There's something wrong with him. He's soft.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be transparent about it. Sometimes I still feel that way. I'm honest with you. I don't want him to commit suicide. I do everything I can to get him not to commit suicide. But if I do, then I'm like, well, there's a moment where I'm thinking, he's soft or something, and I shouldn't. But it's a natural human reaction to do that because I feel like I did everything I could to get you not to do it. If you don't want to live, I'm not going to beg you to save your life.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not possible.
Yeah.
Sometimes the illness is just so bad. We
Right.
can't save them all, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No.
You mentioned something a while ago that really drove a point home, and I could remember people talking about it years ago, is that when somebody committed suicide, they would tell siblings or someone else in the family or
Mhm.
friends and stuff, you know, that it was an accident or this or that. It was
Yeah.
something that was looked on as taboo. I mean,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was swept under the rug,
Yeah.
you know, like dirt, you know, and just put
Yep.
it under the rug and covered it up,
And
and
the person
nobody
wasn't
talked about it.
talked about it again.
Yeah,
It
Okay.
was like
And
they were dead, gone, and they
yeah,
weren't talked about. And
That's
Yeah.
right. And now that people like you are out here now,
right.
okay, this ball turned slow, but it started to turn now. People start taking it seriously. And I'm not a huge fan of President Barack Obama at all, but he did do something positive, at least for people like me. He told the government to take another look at PTSD. Okay, they were disregarding it, saying it didn't exist. The VA was doing it, all hospitals doing it, and he got up on a pulpit. The highest man in our country said,
Yeah.
"You need to take another look at this. I'm tired of you telling me there's nothing there. There's something here."
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they had, what was it? Shell shock back in the day, battle fatigue,
Right,
shell
yeah,
shock.
they
Battle
called it
fatigue and
shell
shell shock.
shock, battle fatigue.
You know, so
You know,
it's been around forever.
they
but
just
finally-
changed the names to cushion it up. You know,
Slick it under
that's
the
what they've
couch.
done. You know, it's still the same thing.
It's still the
I
same
don't care
thing.
what
Right.
you call
So-
it.
And you know,
So
if you were to look back, if there had been statistics kept, records kept back from the 40s and 50s, 60s, 70s, even of suicides among service people compared to what they've done since, because of mental health issues, I would bet that the 20s a day wouldn't be far off. It just wasn't recorded as such.
Right.
Medical examiners and coroners did not put it on the death certificate. Accidental overdose or, just accidental
Accident,
drowning
yeah.
or
During the Civil War, it was labeled as alcohol poisoning.
Alcohol
alcohol
poisoning. Yeah.
poisoning. Okay.
World
I
War.
heard one. The other day. Guy said, "Well, he died." I was watching a History Channel. He said he died because he needed some time to himself.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. I
Okay.
heard that one.
I'm thinking, I asked the wife. She goes,
I,
I asked her because she's the smartest one in the family. I'm
yeah,
like, she's like, I don't know.
yeah. In World War One, they called it shell shock.
Yeah.
Yep.
Battle
And,
fatigue,
and then in World War Two, it went to battle
Fatigue.
fatigue.
Battle fatigue.
And then
Korea.
in Korea, it was battle exhaustion,
Justin,
and then Vietnam,
Combat stress.
combat stress,
or batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Because Vietnam,
and
nobody.
then
Vietnam.
PTSD, and so
Yeah.
all they've
Right.
done is they've just softened the word down. It's still, I don't care how far we go in history forward, it's still shell shock.
Right.
Well, it's been diagnosed as an actual medical disorder based
Yes.
upon
It is.
stress and trauma. Absolutely.
It is. And I want everybody out there to understand something. This is not a military problem. Okay. PTSD and depression comes from all walks of life.
Domestic abuse
It has-
and
It's
whatever.
Not
yeah.
just secluded to combat. I mean, I've heard of people,
correct.
tornado wiping out their house and they lost everything they had.
Yeah.
And that's such a devastating loss. Because, I mean, it's like losing a loved one in combat. If you lost everything you have and you're the only survivor of that tornado, that's PTSD. And then you get depressed. And
Yeah.
of course, PTSD ain't the only thing that causes depression.
And you'd
But-
be surprised how many in law enforcement, firefighters commit
There's
suicide.
12,000 different types of post-traumatic stress disorders.
stress.
Yeah.
I
one,
have-
of the fun, one of the funniest, well, not really funny, but one of the ironic professions commit suicide is comedians.
Comedians.
It's pretty high.
Yeah.
It's like second or third amongst the league rate. Why? Yeah, we're the joyful ones.
You're-
Supposed to be, But like
You're-
Robin Williams, for example,
Yeah.
you could
Artistic
argue-
at hiding it.
you could argue he's the greatest top 3 comedian of all time. Okay, no matter where you put him at, you can 3 or 4, no matter what. But he's in your top 5 comedians of all time. Robin Williams. Okay.
Yep.
There's no doubt he was a funny man.
It's brilliant.
He
And I
committed
think
suicide.
brilliant people. It's completed suicide.
Yeah.
And he was brilliant, and brilliant people feel that pressure to continue to be brilliant. He was also
read-
very sick,
Yeah, he-
physically ill.
Yeah, and he suffered
Physically.
from depression horribly. I read
Mhm.
that he was having a
Mhm.
lot of trouble with depression.
I was going to say about PTSD, I have people that come to my group, family members or loved ones, who have found their loved one after they've died, or who have tried or have seen them, etc. And that traumatic moment
Oh yes.
causes them to have PTSD. And a lot of people seek therapy after they've lost a loved one. And my support group is for those of us who have lost someone to suicide, whether it's a veteran or a parent or a child, it doesn't matter who. But I provide a safe space for people who may not have any other place to talk about their loved one.
And that's where I
Because
wanted.
people don't understand.
That's what I want to get with you about. We talked about PTSD. We're all aware on here, especially veterans. We're aware of PTSD. We're real acquainted with it. Okay.
Sure.
But
Sure.
let's go into now what you do. Okay. I want everybody to know you can't fix the problem, but you're giving them a safe place to vent. And COVID is not an issue for you. You can care less about COVID. Okay.
Well, right.
You don't have a brick and mortar building, but you got all the airwaves you want. Tell us about how to get a hold of you, what you do, some of the comments people say. If going to that, what's some of the answers to what they say?
Okay. I actually do have a brick and mortar building that we do meet twice a month. You can, if you live in the Kansas City area, I'm in Parkville. Okay. I'm right up I-29 and 64th Street. As far as you want to drive, I'm willing to meet you. The first and third Wednesdays of the month, I meet in a conference room of a real estate office. Best way to reach me is my telephone number is 816-803-3772. My name is Tracy Hopkins. You can text me. Just tell me I want to know about the Hope Group. That's what it's called, the Hope Group, Hope After Suicide Loss. But every Wednesday night via Zoom, we meet. And this group is nationwide. People from all over the country click on a Zoom link and we meet together. I have people in my group from Seattle and Florida and Pennsylvania, San Diego, New Hampshire, all over the country, truly.
Wow.
And that happened because of COVID. I started the group 5 years ago, 5.5, and it was face-to-face twice a month. And when COVID struck, we couldn't meet face-to-face, so I had to do something. So I went to Zoom, and I thought, I'm home anyway. Let's do every week. COVID is depressing. People are, the numbers are going up because we can't have that personal interaction. I have struggling people anyway. I'm home. It's a free group. I accept donations, but I don't charge anybody anything. So I said, I'm here Wednesday nights, 6:30 to 8:30. Come if you want to, I'll be here. And it has taken off. I usually have a dozen to 20 people, and come as you can, leave when you need to. You can listen, you can share. Typically it's better for you. You will receive more comfort and more encouragement if you get to know the people like me. You guys know me better now than you did last time, right?
Yes,
Keep
exactly.
coming back. We will become a family of sorts, a group, right? Cohesive group unit. The support group, it works. I struggle with depression myself. So, for example, I would come in and say, I've had a really bad day. We just hit 9 years with Reese. How can it be that he's been gone 9 years? And someone will say, have you tried meditation? I started listening to guided meditation. Or have you tried this? Or have you tried this? I used this and it worked. Well, that didn't work for me. People suggest different things to lift each other up. Because what we want, we need to find hope. Because it feels like our lives have ended. Our hope is gone when we lose someone that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Spouses, our lives change so dramatically if you lose a spouse to suicide. You're
not only a spouse, but when you lose your kid, you know how many married couples divorce or loss of a child?
About 85% of couples who lose a child divorce.
Regardless
of how.
And still staying together and working through it, and I'm sorry to tell you, but one might sometimes blame the other one for it, even though it's probably no one's fault. Accidents are accidents, but they just can't do it. They do it, and it's sad. It's
men and women do actually grieve differently. Men
we're wired different.
Right. Men are supposed to be the strong one that takes care of everybody, right? And the woman then, and then the men has no outlet. and it's not fair, but it's society's what we've done to you guys. You know, big boys don't cry. You guys are the providers, all of those things. And we don't provide you an outlet. My group does. I have 90% women and 10% men, and I love it that these men come and they say, I have to talk to someone because I have to be this guy to my family and to work. I have to be here with you guys so I can tell you how I really feel, you know, and that's what I mean by safe. They come in there, it's confidential. What's said there stays there, right? Because it's Zoom.
Yeah.
It's just us in a room of a dozen people. And we know each other, but we don't know each other, you know? And they tell us things that we've already felt or said or thought and haven't been able to say or have, and we reiterate it with them.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to know that they're not alone, even though we don't wish this pain on anyone else in the world ever.
No.
Knowing that someone else has been through it, there's a comfort in that. If somebody, if it has to be, at least you know that, you know, you're not alone in it. You're not alone in it.
You all are locked together with one common denominator. You all have lost somebody to suicide, and only a person who has lost someone to suicide can understand what someone else is going through like that. Like a combat veteran can talk all day to somebody who has never served, but when they get with a group of other veterans that have experienced similar things, it's like a line off of a movie a long time, and I use it all the time. We may have not served together at the same time or the same theater of operation or whatever, but we all ate the same dirt.
Yep.
We all ate the same dirt.
We've eaten the same dirt.
That's right. You know, and that was one of the greatest movie lines that just really summed that up when the writers put that one in there. So yes, so a group like yours is exactly what's needed out there, and I am so glad that that's what you're doing.
I wish she was around when I was medically retired. Because
there probably were groups if you had known where to look, you know.
Probably so.
But at your time, at the time that happened with you, there were probably face-to-face groups around.
Well, when I was medically retired, I was still married.
Mm-hmm.
And then a year later, I lost my wife and my daughter to childbirth.
Oh.
So,
God.
And then I tried to, for a very long while, go find them.
You lived while you were dying, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm glad you did not succeed. I'm really glad you're here. I wanted to share a story. Richie asked me if I had a story that impacted me. Yes.
Dean, to answer your question, I think it was Heartbreak Ridge.
Heartbreak Ridge, yeah. That was the movie.
That was the movie.
Clint Eastwood.
Heartbreak Ridge said that. Shoot some of the same dirt. That one old guy. All right.
Okay, sorry.
We're veterans. Our minds, that's how we think. I'm sorry.
It's okay. And I'm not reading the comments down below because I know you guys are, and I apologize. I'll pay my closer
we have to
attention.
monitor. You know, Dino send us some hate mail if we don't read the comments. Go ahead with the story, please. I want to hear.
You asked me to share a story that impacted me, something that happened that impacted me. Mm-hmm. We're talking about a safe space, a place where people understand each other. We had a man who came, he was mid-40s, and he had found his son. His 17-year-old son had taken his life with a handgun in his car, and he had found him. Okay, been searching all afternoon and found him. No idea that he was upset, no idea of why, until later, of course, when you start hearing the story. Totally devastated his life. His marriage fell apart. Everything. He tried everything. He tried counseling. He tried yoga and therapy and et cetera, et cetera. And he came to group. He found out about group. This was when we were face to face. He found out through his church that I had this support group because I advertised quite extensively and sent flyers out to churches all over the county. And he came to group and he cried for the entire 2 hours while we shared stories and just encouraged him to just listen. He came back 2 weeks later and pretty much cried, shared as much as he could. And 2 weeks later, he came again, and he kept coming. And we learned more about his son, more about him, and he shared more of his story, and he found a little bit of hope. There was a little bit of light. Okay.
Mhm.
After about 6 months, we were having just a real standard, lighthearted conversation around the group one night. And he said, "You know what, Tracy?" He said, "This group saved my life." And I said, "Oh, yeah?" And he said, "I'm not joking." He said, "The first night that I came," he said, "I had a suicide note written, and it was on the seat of my truck under the 9mm that was loaded." He said, "I told myself if this group didn't help, that's the next thing I was going to do." And I reacted just like that. I thought, I have this little group of people that just joins a couple times a month.
Mm-hmm.
And this man is saying that this impacted his life to the point that he didn't take his life. That almost makes my son's death worth it. Almost. And that's why I keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything grandiose. I'm not getting on the internet like you guys do and make jokes and laugh. I'm doing my little corner of the world, but I must be doing it right because now I'm doing it nationwide. Sorry. Chris is a dear friend now.
If Tracy, Dean right here,
Yeah.
he's pretty impactful. We love Dean. Dean's a Navy veteran. This is his favorite show, by the way. He loves W Overtime Radio. I don't know why, but he loves us. He's good. He's a good dude. He said, "My biggest struggle after being medically retired was that I can't work anymore. I was in a ton of pain with no help. I felt thrown away." The last part again, I felt thrown away.
Yeah.
Your self-esteem takes such a hit. Yes, you feel. Yep.
This man's over 6 foot tall, big guy. Okay. And he went through an emotion that he didn't know about who to talk to. And I was self-medicating for a long time. MMA fighter, Marine, who played football. Who am I going to talk to?
Right.
Well, my wife said, first of all, you talk to me. We're married, and then go get you some help. And then I quit meditating or self-medicating to a point. That's not.
Yeah.
Good point. Okay.
Not totally.
Yeah. Let's just knock it off here. I mean,
Right.
I don't medicate with it now. It's just for relaxation. Okay.
Right. Now it's just
But people like you, no one knows. I mean, I stumbled onto you. Is how I figured out you even existed.
Right. You called my husband about his band playing.
I don't mean no disrespect.
No,
I did not know. I mean, I'm in the entertainment field. Okay. I didn't know. And the Great Spirit, they work in a mysterious way. He does. He makes you go places and things just pop up. Okay. And it's up to you to figure out what it was. And like I said, I called your husband about getting a band for Warrior Fest. And then all of a sudden you come in our lives. Then you show up to Warrior Fest. And people were nervous that you were there until they figured out what you were. And then after you left, they had all these questions. I'm thinking, why didn't you just ask her if she was here? But in their defense, they couldn't hear.
Right.
The band's going on, the comedian's going on, so they couldn't hear is why they didn't.
Well, next year I'll get the microphone and get up there and tell who I am and what I do and feel a little.
While you're up there, go ahead and cut into a couple jokes. I'm sure you can.
No, I didn't mean that. I mean, I just tell them who I am and not to be afraid to come talk to me. But
yeah. See, I'll let the fat dude do the joke telling. You can. But by the way, speaking of fat dudes, the first part of this month I went on a diet. All right, and it's one of these things. Oh, whatever, I'll do it. I'll never conquer. So far, I'm down 14 pounds.
Awesome.
So far, 14 pounds.
That's good for you.
My goal, pounds is my goal. Okay, that's my goal. Okay, I'm not there, and I'm kind of humming around it because I have a certain weight that I can't get past. Well, I'm sorry, I can't say can't no more. I got a weight that I've had trouble getting past. It's 265 to 269, right? I get below it, I get more excited about it.
Yeah.
But I have got a little more pep in my step. So whatever we're doing here appears to be,
That's what I used to weigh.
What's that?
265.
Yeah, I weighed 296 when I went on this diet.
Yeah.
You know what? Well, how I want to lose weight this time? I woke up and said, "Get off me," and there wasn't nobody there. I said, "Okay, okay." I stand on the scale and said, "One at a time." It was digital. The digital scale said
One at a time, please. Did it ever say tilt?
No, I mean, I go down,
tilt.
I go down to the restaurant. I go down to the restaurant and say one. She goes, "Bullshit." I'm just saying. You go there, you say one, they say bullshit. Hey, what kind of crap is that? I go into Golden Corral and get a group discount. So
My weight fell off me when I got diagnosed having diabetes and had to go on a.
Well, that's nuts.
strict diet.
That's what I wondered.
And
Yeah.
I lost 100 pounds.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
good.
gosh.
That's
Yeah.
excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
I got diabetes. Well, I was given diabetes from the VA. That's another story. They gave me diabetes, but I went and got all this checked out. And they said your heart is the heart of a 30-year-old man. Okay. Your lungs, your kidneys, everything's working great on you. How's everything working great? It can't be working great. They said, well, you're just overweight and you got diabetes. Well, actually, they said you're morbidly obese and you got diabetes. I said, well, I don't know what you're calling me names for, but whatever.
Okay.
I said, okay, so we'll lose weight. But other than that, I'm perfectly healthy.
That's my blood work does the same thing for
Yeah,
me. If it
that's
wasn't
cool.
for my diabetes, I'd be out running marathons.
Yeah. And they told me, they said, blunt force trauma will never kill you. Your heart will. Well, that's not very nice to put that out there like that. You know?
Yeah.
But so, and apologize, we get off killed sometimes.
We drift once in a while.
I did a little research before I brought you on here.
Okay.
Hey, I did a little research.
Hey, research.
Uh-oh. Oh, Lord.
Yes, look
Look
at me.
out now.
And a lot of people who suicide survivors said that the reason they wanted to commit suicide, and I thought it was because of COVID itself.
Mhm.
It was actually not the COVID, okay? Because people knew what to expect with COVID. A lot of people with COVID mandates and the fact they couldn't go around everybody. Okay,
Yeah,
they couldn't
the
go
isolation.
isolation, right? So, but on the same time, you got people that they're not depressed, not want to commit suicide. They don't want to go out in public. They don't want to go to these comedy shows and these rock and roll shows because they're afraid to get next to each other.
Yeah.
What they don't know is they're setting themselves up. You know, they're not getting no human contact. You know.
Yeah.
And but I want to see what your response was that because the COVID mandates, you know, is what people, you know, were more upset about than the COVID itself. COVID itself's nature, it's going to happen whatever you do. But the mandates and the fact that they kept going on and on and on and on.
The isolation.
The isolation,
was
and
just wow.
Some of them thought we didn't need to be isolated that long. That's a whole nother show too. But what do you say about that information?
Well, when it first happened in March of 2020, when they first said everybody stay home, right? March and April of 2020, when it was really came out that everybody needed to stay home, and they were saying who was essential workers and who weren't. I had about a dozen people that were coming twice a month, and they very much needed to continue with our village. Okay. And they were desperately wanting to keep that connection of support and encouragement and hope. So I immediately went to this Zoom platform so that we could at least see each other. We couldn't reach over and pat each other on the shoulder or pass the Kleenex box or whatever, but we could see each other and kept that emotional connection. Now, group is not intended to be forever unless you want it to be, and that's fine too. You can come for 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 years. It's entirely up to you. But people do stop coming and new people do start. So it's a constantly fluctuating, but I have increasingly, consistently increased.
Now, people who stop coming to your group, do you ever still stay in contact with them and touch base once in a while, just to follow up and make sure everything's okay?
We also have a private Facebook page that those who started with me 5 years ago are still members of, and none have dropped off.
Oh, that's
people
great.
From 5 years ago. And I do have probably half a dozen who will come to group around the birthdays and the death anniversary dates of their loved ones, just for the additional support.
Yeah.
I don't know if you realize it or not, but I think with these people that come and don't come, if you want to, and maybe you haven't, but what I've picked up on is you become their safety net. you become a safety net for
They
them.
know that they're going to get
That-
that email.
Yeah,
That
they're going to
they
get it.
know. Yep, they're going to get that email that says, "Here's the Zoom link," or "Here's where when group is." If you
Mhm.
want to come, I always say, hope to see you then.
Yep.
And
There you
and
go.
they know that, and they also know that I'm a realtor. I answer my phone 24/7 practically. So if you call or if you email, I'm going to answer.
Yep.
Unless it
That's
says
awesome.
suspected spam. And I don't answer those.
Oh,
But
I love those calls.
Yeah.
Those are my
none of
favorite.
none of my people, I don't mean them that way, but none of my group members there's never been a problem as far as contention between. We have a few guidelines. Like I said, it's a safe space. We can cry, we can laugh, we can yell, we swear. It's perfectly fine to swear because we do.
Yeah.
We swear when we're angry or when we're in pain. That's
Natural human
fine.
emotions going out.
We do not discuss religion, politics, or the economy. We have a big subject to talk about as it is. We don't need to offend or be offended or bring up something that distracts us from what work we're doing.
Right.
And that has always helped. Never had an argument with two different people in all the years I've been doing this, and I'm grateful for that. A lot of that is my training and how to keep people away from that too.
Yeah.
I do a lot of wrangling of cats. Not a lot.
That's a good rule.
Yeah.
That's a good rule of thumb to have. That because they're not there to fight amongst each other, talk about things.
Right.
But the second thing that I noticed with my research was the COVID, the COVID mandate, but the political rhetoric. Okay. And I did a little for what the guy was saying. They were talking about people. They don't care who is elected. They care how they were elected. All the talk about, where's the country going this way? All the scare tactics they're using, the political scare tactics. Talk a little bit about that. If you've seen any about people come for that, or just or what.
I can't really address that because when people came, they knew that. No, if they said my loved one was very concerned about the economy and that added to their depression, and I believe that's part of the reason they died, I'm not going to say we can't talk about that. But if they say the economy is causing me angst and anxiety, I'm going to allow them to say that. But if they start on a whole topic of, this president, this, that, the other, then we're going to curb that. But the people that come to our group are they're working on this journey. They're working to find that light at the end of the tunnel. Turn the media off. That's not a bad idea, Dean. And a lot of them did. A lot of the people who work on their grief journeys, they work. It's a hard job, and they find out that they would rather read than watch television, or rather watch a movie than watch the news. I quit watching the news after Reese died. I couldn't handle the violence that was reported every night, whether it was local, national, international. The violence is every night. I couldn't handle it, and I still don't watch the news much. I watch the weather, but 9 years later. So as far as the rhetoric and the government, people would say, "Man, I'm getting tired of being home. I like stepping out in my front yard."
Yes.
But they would say, "I'm so glad that we can connect here and talk here."
I want to stay home, but I kept getting called out to unplug potties.
Yeah.
I was one of those essential
That's
workers.
right. Show mom, she says, tune out the negative. And
do not the negative. That's right.
And we tried very hard to do that. Always try to do that in group. Yeah. I never discourage someone from telling their story or talking about their loved one, but I also encourage people to say, "How can we help you? Tell me how I can help." Or I have a weather app. That's all. Okay. Right. That's all I need from the media. See, now I'm reading and getting distracted.
Well, here's one more for you. Now, I didn't research this. This just popped in my head.
Okay.
With everything going on, because of the news and everything going on with the long initials, LBG, and I don't mean to disrespect. I just don't know all the damn
LGBTQ
names.
plus.
Yeah. How many of them have come to, because they've committed suicide because their family say, well, they were gay or ashamed to be gay? Because I've heard a lot of that on like Dr. Phil and a lot of them talk about families that are ashamed. Like the guy that killed all the people, then he said he didn't. He played for the New England Patriots. He's a tight end.
Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez, yeah.
I watched a deal on him today. They were acquitting him. They said he didn't do that stuff. So they were going through the process of retrying him or getting him out, and he hung himself because he didn't want to come out that he was gay. So, how much of that do you run across?
The family or friends, loved ones. I have partners. I have a lot of partners who come and say, my loved one, my husband, my wife, my girlfriend, boyfriend, died by suicide. But it was usually they had mental health issues based on their upbringing. A lot of times it was they had to hide it as they were raised.
Right.
They were raised strictly. Some of them just had mental health issues, period.
Right.
It wasn't necessarily had anything to do with them being gay. There is a higher instance of suicide among the LGBTQ community because they're they're not treated equally. They're still not treated equally, or they are struggling to become accepted and trying to get the rights, and that's another completely different topic. But
it's another show because I got comments saying that they are, because I think they are being treated more than fair. But that's another show,
right?
We'll get into
but
time.
there's been a lot of struggle that comes into that, absolutely. Yeah. But I have people of color, people of different ethnic backgrounds.
Really?
I choose not to have my group held at a church. There are always rooms open and available free that I could use in a church, but I choose not to because that might someone of the Hindu persuasion might not want to come to a meeting in a Christian church, etc. So I try to keep it as agnostic, as secular as possible.
These are big words.
I want to keep it that everyone feels included.
Keep it on very neutral.
Neutral site, absolutely, absolutely.
Right.
You kind of threw me off when you said color for a second. I mean, from what I understood, the color issue wasn't leading in suicide. People being different color. That's the way you were made. No one's really ashamed of that no more. So
well,
kind of hit on what you were talking about there. Kind of threw me off.
Okay. And that's a completely different topic as well. But people of different religious backgrounds still have different opinions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Some are back 100 years. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Different, right? Raised different religions have strong opinions about suicide, whether it's acceptable or not. Of course, it's not acceptable, but you know what I mean. Whether it's a sin or not, whether you go to heaven or not, if there's a higher power involved, etc. So
there's actually a culture. And I'm big in martial arts. I've studied 6,000 martial arts in my life. Okay, I love it to study it, watch all the martial art movies I can watch. But in the Japanese culture, for example, some instances it's haiku or it's honorable to take your life instead of having someone else take your life, and it baffles me because why would it be honored to commit suicide? We're trying to stop that. Give me that dagger. What are you doing? But that's, and you probably hadn't run across anything like that. But how is that?
I have actually I have a woman right now whose father had a stroke. He was a strong, robust, very involved with the world, very aware of politics and world economy, etc. And he had a stroke. Okay. And he went from being this very strong, capable man to being in a wheelchair and having to have a home health nurse come in and help him with his home, etc., and was not going to be able to stay in his home and was looking at an assisted living situation. And he decided that was not how he wanted to live the rest of his days. and he wrote letters to his daughters and told them this is why he was doing what he was doing, and he was going to do this with his dignity intact before his dignity was completely gone. We all in the group get that, believe it or not. I get that. She gets it too. That doesn't make it any less painful.
No.
You know, that when she got the bouquet of flowers and the letter, that's how she found out that he had taken his life. She got the letter and the bouquet of flowers from her father the morning that he died. He had it timed that way.
Wow.
And if there's 1,000 suicides a day, there are 1,000 reasons.
Yep.
You know, everyone's story is different. Everyone's story is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But the outcome is the same.
The outcome is the same, and the aftermath is the same.
The aftermath is the same.
The families are torn apart or they're bonded together. There's one way or the other. And when you have children as young as 8, I met a lady at the NAMI walk. NAMI is the National Association for Mental Illness. They had a fundraising walk this last fall, and I met a mom whose 8-year-old daughter took life because she was being bullied.
Wow.
8 years old.
Yeah.
How can that even be something that is in the child's mind?
Because kids are brats.
Well,
the kid being bullied at school is just unbelievable.
And that happens so much.
I know.
We could do a whole show over that deal.
Terrifying.
I've taught my grandkids. I said, listen, don't be like Papa. I'd fight, drop a hat, wind blow, I'd fight. but I don't want them pushed around. I don't want them, because they start bullying you, it makes you feel a certain way. So I don't want them bullied. So I said, do what you got to do to get that person to leave you alone. And majority of the time, a bully, once you smack him in his lip, he's done anyway. Okay. Now, been my experience, the fights I've been in, you hit a bully right in the mouth and hit him hard enough, you guys' attention, he'll leave you alone. Sometimes you just got to fight. And telling a teacher, he's like, well, people want to go to the teacher. You really, in the school creed, you just can't go to the teacher. Like a, tattletale or school or sissy or whatever the words are they use today.
Yeah.
So these kids don't know which way to turn. They don't know. But I just tell them, be strong. Be strong. Hopefully the school to bullies. Yes, Dean, right there. I was going to say it. My grandpa had a saying. It's one of the greatest sayings I've ever learned from this man. This man taught me some brave things. But he looked me in the eye one time. He goes, look, he said, you're a tough guy and your hands are like iron. That's fine. He said, but if you hit somebody that does something wrong to you, hit them where it counts the most. Hit them the part where they don't want to be hit. I said, where's that, in the mouth? He said, no. You hit him in the wallet. Because he said, I guarantee you start taking $100 bills out of a man's wallet, you got his full attention. Okay? Full attention. Okay?
That's right.
And I sat back, when I was young, I'm like, whatever, old man. Then one day, I was just walking down the street, went, duh, it dawned on me what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah.
If you ever started losing money, you're like, hey, that's why fines, court fines, resonate more than going to jail. Going to jail to some people's vacation. Okay?
Yeah.
If you like smelling feet and ass, that's your thing, whatever. But you start taking money from that person,
they don't like that.
They don't like it at all. So that gets them attention more. So what Dean said there, I absolutely wholeheartedly sue them and the bully's parents, because if he's bullying, you mean tell me he just come to school and there's no signs at home? He's not being a bully at home?
No, they knew. They knew that she was being bullied, and they had done. See, oh my gosh.
You did nothing. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
A very good friend of ours lost our 15-year-old grandson to suicide.
See, that just breaks my heart.
Which I know that. I'd try to make him
Please let them know. Please let them know about my group.
Yes.
They're certainly welcome to email me or give me a call. And it doesn't have to be right now. I'm not going anywhere.
Hopefully for another hour, because I mean, gotta go.
If they just left him, they lost him. They're not ready for my group. It may be 6 or 8 weeks or 6 or 8 months before they're ready. Before they're ready to talk. Usually it's within 3 to 6 months people start coming and needing. And a lot of them they'll just come and they'll just say, I'm tired of feeling like this. Somebody's got to tell me that this gets better.
Yeah. Well, first of all, talking about it is a big giant load.
That's the other thing I wanted to say. There's a saying, and I know we've all heard it, and it's okay not to be okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Everyone's heard that. Whether you're a 15-year-old boy whose girlfriend broke up with you on Valentine's Day and you think that your world is over, tell your dad. Don't hang yourself by your belt in your closet for your mom to find you the next morning.
12 teens commit suicide every day.
Yep. This little boy was 15.
And they're about there. They're about there. They're about to adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought it was the end of his world. And
so
instead
young.
of saying, I can't handle this, I need to talk to someone, he took his life.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay not to be okay. Talk to someone. Get the help you need.
Yes,
That's the stumbling stone, because there is help available. There's more than just me out there who wants to help. I help on the prevention and education side as well. I'm on the board of the Greater Kansas chapter of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention as well. Okay, that's another visit.
If you want to get a hold of Miss Tracy, I got her information scrolling down the bottom of the screen. I did it all by myself while I go scrolling down.
You
Getting fancy.
You getting fancy.
Oh, wow.
Although you don't have to put capital letters like this moron here, because I don't know hit the capital.
Right, it's
anyway,
all lowercase, but I don't think it
lowercase.
matters anymore.
But there it is.
Tracy Hope Group KC at gmail.com.
So here we go. BJ had a comment a while ago. I think kids might consider suicide as an option as much younger age today, because movies show it's so much in violent video games, and it's desensitizing them, desensitize them, and prevents of death. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes, they do. Now, it's kind of also the parents' obligation to explain what they've seen. Okay. First of all, I told all my kids growing up, Hollywood, guys, this is fantasy. Hollywood. Don't believe it all. And don't even believe all what you see on the news, because some of that's fantasy and crap too. Okay? If you're right there and you see it, adjust it, figure it out. But that doesn't mean it's real. What you see on TV, that's not how they really live, guys. You know, when my daughters were growing up, they wanted to be like the high-profile women. Okay, want to walk out with their boobs hanging out and and all this stuff. My daughters learned that wasn't the way to make money. Some of these women that could sing or thought they could sing, they couldn't, so they had to show their womenly ways to make any money, because they didn't have no talent. All right, and my daughters were like that, so they turned around. I got some good daughters. They turned around and didn't do that. But I explained to them all the time, that's fantasy world.
Yeah,
I tell jokes. That's all fantasy. Some of my jokes are true. Some of my jokes I'm completely full of shit and made up. Okay,
yeah,
okay, but it's fantasy. If it gives you a laugh, and that's why I'm looking for a laugh in that moment from you. That's it. Okay.
Yep.
Some people come back to the show. Hey, was that real? I have to tell them, I know that part wasn't right, but some parts were right. It's fantasy. Parents don't explain it to them, because I don't think parents are putting the time in with their kids. They give them a device, okay, and then they walk away.
Mm-hmm.
People being raised now by YouTube, kids YouTube, these little snitches, twitches, whatever these little devices are. I probably said it wrong. I'm sorry. Switch, PlayStations, Wii's. Right. They're raising the kids. Well, we had Atari, but it didn't raise me because Atari was so damn boring and stupid. I had to go outside with a stick. That's how I was out drawing pictures in the dirt. I mean, that was entertaining to me.
Pac-Man was the cool thing.
Yeah, Pac-Man. Yeah,
Pac-Man was.
Once you conquer him, there's nothing else to conquer. Donkey Kong, Space Invaders. I show my kids, they're like, "Damn, Dad, that sucks." Well, mind your business. I was a king at that. Yeah. But that's just the way it is. And that also leads to obesity in this country. That's one of the things. Watching all the movies, playing all the video games. Kids not getting outside.
Yep.
Now you see commercials, 30 minutes a day exercise. Kid needs 30 minutes a day outside playing. We didn't have commercials like that when we were kids, because we were all outside. Okay.
We weren't in the house to see them.
They were telling us at that age, 30 minutes inside. Okay.
Yes.
Go in and get used to your parents. Did you know your mom had glasses? I mean, I was forever for my mom had dark brown hair. I'm like, "Oh, when'd you have dark brown hair?" Just since I was born. Oh, maybe you're home enough. Now you're like, everything about your mom, everything about your dad, shoe size, what their feet smell like. That's too much information. Yeah. So, guys, we're here with Tracy. Man, Tracy Hopkins. She's like an angel. Okay, she's doing God's work. the great spirits work, creators work, whatever you refer to him as, she's doing it. Okay, she's not trying to fix him, but she's giving him a place to talk. She listens. She got other people who listen. Okay, she's put together a team. Be part of her team, guys.
Yep.
Call her up. Talk to her. I don't want to know if I'm not telling you to do it. I want you to do it on your own if you want to do it. Pass the word around. Get the show. Hit this. Share the show out. Like this show. Get it out to all your friends. This is information today you need to see. The bottom of the screen. Tracy Hope Group KC@gmail.com. Bang! I hit it right on the nose.
There
First
you
time.
go.
Woo-hoo.
The support's there. Take advantage of it.
And to prove that she gave this to me, here's her writing on the back. Right.
You still have that original.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
I
yes,
do.
yes.
At Warrior Fest. And listen, she was a great lady. She heard some of the comedians. She knew what we were about. She agreed to come back on the podcast to talk to us. She's here, and she's going to hang around with us. You going to hang around with us the rest of the show?
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to get into a couple things here real quick. Before we get to Devil Dog, I always like making Devil Dog wait a little bit to get to him because his shit's funny. And you haven't been a part since last time here on our Dummy of the Week segment. It's new to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll get to that in a second.
You big dummy.
You big dummy. All right, here we go. This is something cold. This is a cold ass trick to do to your brother. Even though it cost me $2,500, it's still the best price I ever paid on my twin brother. What if she was a Karen?
No, you know, it'd have been funnier is if it was her twin sister that he proposed.
Oh,
to.
that's
that would be funny.
yeah,
Both
yeah.
of them twins. That'd be awesome. That would have been funny. All right. Everybody's had this, been there, done that. I might have had some skid marks to prove it.
Yeah.
Oh,
When you're stuck in traffic and start losing the battle, you start prairie dogging. Look at Tracy. Tracy knows she's been there. She probably was there yesterday. That's why she's so fresh in her mind.
just wait for the picture to go away.
Was either that one or a baboon's butt? I figured. Of course, a baboon butt would have been
Colorful.
There'd have been more hair.
No, not the one I had.
No,
It was a hairless
sure.
baboon.
Oh, goodness.
I apologize. This is true. This is absolutely
Yeah,
true.
this is so true.
If it's a requirement for vehicles to be roadworthy, why isn't it a requirement for the road to be vehicle worthy?
No kidding.
Yeah. Looks like one of Cameron's side streets.
That's the state of Missouri. I guarantee you this. This is the state of Missouri. You know, you say, well, I don't take my house and I live in Florida. Bullshit. That's the state of Missouri. That's probably right down from my house. I
Well,
live deep in the country.
that or the city of Kansas City who puts big metal plates over it like that.
Oh, yeah.
We have big holes like that, and we put big metal sheets of metal bolted to the street, and then you ruin your tires, especially if they have low-profile tires.
Or you hit them when it's like icy and you just start sliding and then wonder why you got a 15-car pile up downtown.
That's a terrible street.
Jesus Christ.
He just says he pulls over and poops in the woods.
I did that. I did that, yeah. Or a cop pulled me over, what's in the bottle here? I forgot. He smelled it. Oh, it's urine. Exactly. Now, can I go home?
That's why truckers bring a box with them.
That's right. And toilet paper.
Yep. Box and toilet paper. That way, if they can't pull over, they just go in the box.
Okay, this next one. I guarantee you somebody thinking they're going to save some money, okay? It's just look. Adopt a bed bug. Take me home.
That's funny.
Some guy right now, probably some redneck in a dual souped up 4-wheel drive. Hey, honey, we just saved $1,500. Exterminate and get them done for $175. We save money.
Yuck.
Uh,
That has to be from Florida.
It looks like St. Joe, Missouri.
It kind of does.
I got family in St. Joe, Missouri. All right, this next one here.
Looks like North Lathrop and Cameron.
No, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. This next one. When the city wants to charge you for storing your boat, this is how you do it.
Well,
When you need a permit.
Oh my. That's actually quite
Ingenious.
clever. Yeah.
that's pretty smart if they live in a floodplain too, because then they can
Yeah.
just
It
float
probably
their
is.
boat.
It's probably Louisiana. That's where that's at.
Wonder what happens in the summer though. Do they, Hopefully, they have a set of replacement stairs.
I don't know. Maybe they just don't care. All right, here's one. This is the exact same sentence I told a judge once. Just because it's a bad idea doesn't mean it won't be a good time. He did not agree. He didn't think that was very funny.
You had a judge with no sense of humor then. That's what you
I always got that damn judge with no sense of humor. Every damn time. Like the time
Except when you sang 99 bottles of beer on the wall.
Yeah, he was impressed. That's what he was. Even the time I shit in a cop car, which is an extremely funny story, he had no sense of humor at all. Zero sense of humor. Someday I'll bring it back on the table.
When you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, anyway. Now on here, we make fun of Joe Biden, so don't get offended, Tracy. But here we go. This is our president. If he was a coon dog, this is what he'd be like. Barking up a tree, no coon. That's a fence post.
Barking up a fence post.
Look, she can't even argue. Because that's true, damn it.
Bark up a fence
That's
post.
funny.
As Larry the Cable Guy say, that's funny. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. That's funny.
I just want to air now.
Oh my.
Oh, Lord, love a duck.
Oh, all right. I got ultimate great debate. This has been a debate in every household since the dawn of Jesus. Okay. You guys tell me. Here we go.
Beep.
B.
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 Yes.
B. My wife's like, hey, I said, honey, all right, you want to wipe your ass with a spider? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what? A spider could get on there? Yeah, but when it gets on here, you roll it up, you see it.
Yep.
When it rolls it down, you don't see it. She goes, oh. Okay, well, I'm always turning around. Plus, if you use B, you're smarter than everybody else, too. You're a genius.
The pattern's also printed on that side or
Yeah.
embossed.
Yeah. All right, we're going. Since nobody won our what is it, we're going to do our what is it again.
I know what it is.
Oh, I know what it is. I didn't. Did you just shout it out or?
Well, if you want to shout out,
I
I'll give you
can't.
the same prize.
Well, it's bird feet.
But it can't just be bird feet. Like, what is
Got to
it?
be particular type.
Specific bird.
Yes.
I mean, if that's what it is, but
Chickadee.
you're gonna be impressed when you see the answer.
Chickadee
Yes.
feet.
All right, let me check some of these comments here. All right, get yourself ready, ladies and gentlemen, because I might just skip some other deals I got here and go straight into dummy of the week.
Yep.
BJ says B. Okay, that's
B.
that's
Oh,
good. That's a good
thank you.
marriage.
Thank you. Okay. Yep.
Goatees
Put us
are
on the
in,
new
mullets are
game.
out. Oh wow! All right, goatees are in. Woohoo! I'm all right. About to shave mine off. Not. I look like
B.
an Indian nutsack if I shave my face. Yeah.
Turkey feet.
Nope.
Nope.
No turkey feet.
No turkey feet.
All right, here we go. Let me see here. What do I got on hand for stupidity? Oh, yeah. Here's one right here. All right. We'll do a couple of these here. This here's called Stop Playing.
Ay, Miguel! Miguel! Hey! Go!
Did you catch that? I'll play it again. It's all camera effects. It's a computer.
Ay, Miguel! Miguel! Hey! Go!
I don't know about you, but that's an ass whipping. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You get called outside. I got ran over. Now you did. Now you got run over.
You would get beat up.
Now you're getting run over for sure. All right. I just got these uploaded, so.
I don't know if BJ saw the one last week about the crickets or not.
Oh, since you've been on here, we have been doing some bloodline tracing. Okay,
We found a family.
Yes, we did.
and we have come a long way on the. We've had this lady on here.
A long
She's-
way from genealogy.
She does our news for us. Okay. Last time he's here, I played her for you.
We tried to reach out to the man who died in this pursuit. They were unavailable for comment. Micah, back to you.
You've been tracing her genealogy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Now-
we got a family tree going here.
Now, okay, I apologize ahead of time.
Male and female side.
Yes,
Okay.
you know,
Yes.
here's a sister.
I keep getting crickets in my house. I don't know why. I've never had a cricket problem before, but I looked it up, and apparently it's really bad luck to kick them out of your house. Like, you're not supposed to kick them out of your house, but like, what am I supposed to do? Like, let you stay here? Now there's like 36 crickets running around because I did kick out one, and let me tell you, I had a really, really horrible week after that. And now they're just running around. And I'm like, please move. I just want to make a piece of toast and you're in my way. And I open a cabinet and it's just like, oh, hey, cricket that I can't kick out of my house. Can you please just leave? I don't want to kick you out. I just want to ask you nicely to leave. My house is just infested with crickets.
They vote. They vote. All right, now I found that sister, and we found another sister.
Yes. Yes.
This is not a video. This is just a picture. If it wasn't for the nice man who discovered electricity, we'd all be watching television by candlelight. Oh. Okay, now we got a brother here.
Yeah.
Here's the brother.
There's something wrong. This don't even make no sense. But you decipher.
A baby was born in Alabama yesterday with the same birthday as both of its parents. Many are calling it a miracle that a pair of twins was able to give birth to a healthy baby.
What in the unholy hell is he talking about? Twins have been giving birth forever. What?
You got to show her the last sister.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
All right. This is about 3 minutes.
Okay.
Tracy, no, I'm serious. I want you to apologize to you ahead of time. Okay. Please listen all the way though.
Brace
Now,
yourself.
Donna, you got quite the vent today. It sounds like what's going on with you.
Well, I wanted to voice my opinion on something that's been bothering me for a really long time.
Okay.
I tried writing the newspaper and contacting TV stations, but nobody seems to want to help me with this. So that's why I'm calling you guys.
What's the issue?
Well, over the past few years, I've been involved in 3 separate car accidents involving deer.
Mm-hmm.
With the population and everything. Each of these incidents, they've occurred shortly after I saw a deer crossing sign on the highway. Well, my frustration is that Minnesota and North Dakota Departments of Transportation would allow these deer crossings to be in such high traffic areas. I mean, I've even seen them on the interstate. Why are we encouraging deer to cross at the interstate? I don't get it. That's such a high traffic area. I mean,
Are you kidding?
I understand that deer are wild animals and they need to travel across the streets occasionally to survive. And, of course, to find food. But it seems to me that so irresponsible of us to allow these deer crossings to be in areas where these deer are so likely to be struck by oncoming traffic. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
They froze.
It's just, you think they would put deer crossings maybe, in, smaller towns, maybe during at a school crossing. That would be a safer place for them to cross.
Wait,
Put the deer crossing sign.
deer crossings aren't telling deer that it's safe to cross there. It's just more of like an alert for drivers so they know it's like a high deer population.
The government put the deer crossings there. They can direct the deer population anywhere they want to by moving that deer crossing sign. I mean, why in the world would they place it on the highway or the interstate? I mean, God. there are so many other places I can think of than the deer crossing signs on busy highways and interstates.
You seem to be under the misunderstanding that the deer are somehow attracted to the deer crossing sign.
Well, yeah, the deer crossing sign is there to allow the deer to know that's where they need to cross.
Right. And all these car accidents you had involved a deer after you'd saw a deer crossing sign.
Exactly. I mean, I'm trying to watch out for the deer, but I mean, speed limit's 55, 65. How am I supposed to, you can't brake really quick if if the deer just is crossing in that deer crossing area.
So you'd like to see these signs move somewhere safer?
Right. If we can move them, like, don't put deer crossing signs on the interstate or freeways. Put them in lower traffic areas. Somewhere where the speed limit is, a lot slower. Maybe small towns. I don't know. I think school crossings is a good idea.
Well, listen, we will. You say you've tried to contact quite a few people about this.
Right. Yeah. I wrote like at least 3 or 4 letters, and
we will spread the word. Okay, we will try to kind of help you raise some awareness for this issue. Okay.
Oh, thank you. We need to move those deer crossing signs.
We appreciate your comment this morning.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
It's the government's fault. It's the government that did it.
For everybody out there, it's puff, puff, pass. Okay, 2 puffs and then pass that shit. Don't bogart it. There we go.
Don't shotgun it or anything. Just
I'm passing it back to you, Richie. Boy,
So
did
I
I
got
pick.
we got pretty good.
Yeah, sorry. Here, there you go. Hey, hand me that thing, Doc. Yeah, there we go.
So we're developing a family tree.
Oh my!
I think
What about our
family-
parents? Have you gone upward and found it for parents for
I think they're
cousins
dead.
or something?
I think they're dead.
They're dead.
No, Dean certainly figured it out for us. He said their family tree's a log.
Yes, it's a log.
I was just going to ask. You say tree, but are you sure you're not talking a family stump?
Woo.
Oh, the crickets.
It's a piece of birchwood floating down a river.
Oh my God.
Right, something.
Tracy, meet J-Dub. He was in the comments a while ago. J-Dub is Tracy. He's the owner of
Hello.
BB Nation. He owns the brother to our show here. He's a good dude, my friend of mine. He puts up my stupid calls about computer issues. He's like, Jesus Christ, how do you even wipe your ass? But he didn't say that. He's polite, but I know what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to fake it till you make it, man.
Yeah, put the moonshine down. Damn, come on. So, all right. So I guess since we're kind of done laughing now, we'll go ahead and get to the a brand new segment on here.
Mm-hmm.
We stole from BB Nation, by the way, with their their permission.
You're welcome. Used by permission only.
Yeah, by permission only. We're gonna hand it out there. I just want you to know before we get to it though, if anybody here's a comment for y'all. So if your butt hurt, there you go. Some ointment for you. Okay. So when you go to the proctologist, you'll feel better about yourself. All right. So
Every Dallas Cowboy fan last week.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah. All right.
Say what? You big dummy.
You big dummy. Here we go. Devil Doc, it's your turn.
Yep.
All right. Per the commander's orders, he gets a twofer.
I get a 2 for
Oh,
1.
hell. Here we go.
All righty.
And by the way, show mom, it's cold. It's been cold.
Cold here too.
So
Yes.
first guy up,
Mhm.
he was arrested on the evening of January 26th of this year. Well, this man's name is Nathan Long. He's 43.
Okay. Nathan. All right.
From Fort Myers, Florida.
Oh, God, it's
Oh,
a
here we
Florida
go.
Oh,
man.
boy, it's a Florida guy.
So, man accused of defecating in the middle of a Joe's Crab Shack decided after he took a massive dump, he felt the need to get butt-ass naked and jump in the Calahachie River.
Dapper Sapper go on vacation?
So, the police responded to not the guy defecating in the Joe's Crab Shack, but the naked man in the Tallahatchie River.
Richie just took off like they were one and the same. I mean,
So you come to find out later that Nathan Long
see what I see.
was found on a nearby derelict boat, which means it was stranded and left alone.
right.
So they searched the surveillance video.
Oh God.
They did a long interview and noticed the man's name is Nathan Long, no pun intended, and found out that he used to work for Joe's Crab Shack and he was a disgruntled employee and felt like taking a shit in the middle of the floor.
Richie, your aliases are making the news.
What kind of citizen does that behavior? I mean, I'm appalled. You never would see me. Never mind.
Yeah. See, there it is, right there.
He is being held in the Lee County Jail currently without bond.
You think?
I wonder why.
Yeah. Okay. Next subject up.
Oh my God.
She comes.
Wait. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yes, I use the word defecate.
He stripped off buck naked.
Yes.
Does he
Buck
say
'em
anything?
naked.
Does he say anything of his thoughts about why?
No, they don't know if he was on drugs or anything. Just
don't give a shit.
He was disgruntled.
he didn't. He was a disgruntled employee that took a shit in the middle of the.
Call Nathan on the phone and tell him.
And then he got butt ass naked and jumped in a river, and they found him butt ass naked on a derelict boat.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Devil Doc, contact him somehow through the jail or whatever, and tell him he's got 100 entries in the mystery box right there.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I'm actually thinking he might be related to the guy that was beating his meat like mad while on meth in a bar.
Yeah, you have to go back, Tracy, and watch previous shows. And,
Oh.
Bro, why you gotta bring that up? That's messed up.
That's some nasty shit. Go on.
Hey, Tracy, all I will say
Okay.
is this guy decided to whip it out in the middle of a bar,
Okay.
beat it like it owed him money
Okay.
while high on meth.
Oh.
It took 15 cops to subdue the guy.
Didn't want to get wet.
Two tasers, and he still climaxed. And he woke up the next day in jail and goes, "How did I get here?"
Yeah.
That's a good one. I don't know where it raced to the bunghole bandit.
I think I was on here for that one too.
Yeah, you were on there
Oh
for the
my
butt.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, wait a minute.
He's gonna rob your house and tickle your bunghole before he leaves.
Yes.
Oh
He
yeah,
might
he's
not
the
want
one
to
I
do mine. He has
he's
a
the one I
surprise.
nicknamed the butthole bandit. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Number two.
Okay, number 2
Oh my God.
is
here we
brought to you all the way from Fargo, North Dakota.
go.
Only in Fargo.
Oh, here we
Only
go.
in Fargo. This happened January 25th, 2023.
The day before.
This is turning out to be a great year for weirdos and freakadillies.
This is messed up.
So a topless woman decided to vandalize a church in downtown Fargo.
Oh,
A woman
nice.
is in the Cass County jail after she says she walked in topless and destroyed a statue of Jesus.
That's a come to meetings right there. It's coming to meetings.
That's a come to Jesus moment right
Yeah,
there. There ever
literally
was
coming
one.
to Jesus.
Yes.
So the police responded to a call around 6:30 in the evening on Tuesday
Damn, that's off
For
our
a topless woman damaging property
Uh-huh.
on a church on 6th Avenue and 7th Street North.
Okay.
When the Fargo police saw said woman, she ran across the street thinking she could get away from the cops, not noticing she was topless. So according to court documents, the woman was not wearing a shirt nor a bra. Don't know why. Didn't have any shoes on. Kind of weird for Fargo, North Dakota, because it snows there.
Right. Yeah.
But upon questioning said woman, they discovered she was under the influence of heavy narcotics.
You think?
You think?
Jesus Christ.
Reverend Riley Durkin provided security camera footage
Gherkin.
for court documentation.
You got this shit off saying that loud. This ain't even real.
No, this is real. And showed that Mrs. Reynolds had entered the church and knocked over several potted plants.
Potted plant. Yeah.
Potted plants. I guess she had a thing for wood. Don't know. Before she found her way to the large statue of Jesus on the wall. She ripped the statue.
What, do you think it's a Buddy Christ or something?
I guess it's Catholicism. Wow. I mean, thumbs up. I mean, I don't know.
What's up, Jesus? Hey, remember that time we drank beer together? Come here. Let's talk.
That's what I said. It's a Buddy Christ, man.
Yeah, okay.
So then they see her leaving the area after the video evidence shows her ripping Jesus from the floor to the wall off. So then the police, just to make sure they didn't miss anything, decided to reach out to the Monsignor. Oh, God, this is a bad last name to have and a bad first name. Monsignor Joseph Goring. Hope he's not related to Herman Goring.
Oh, my God. Wow.
For an estimated value of said damages.
The hits just keep on coming.
He was unsure, but after he Googled and looked up similar statues, they came to a whopping total of $12,000. Reynolds was arrested for criminal mischief and makes her first appearance on January 25th. The Case County warrant was also put in place because she had also assaulted an emergency room staff member after being detained.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
I promise you, there's a piss test somewhere in her future.
Right.
Well,
And if she gets in trouble, it's going to be random piss test.
I sent you photos of, and when you look at her, yep, she brings a whole new meaning to the worm. Tattooed, fiery redhead.
Oh,
See,
God.
if you should have started out with a redhead naked woman, then it'd have been no more to say.
It's not nice to talk about my sister that way, okay?
My wife was at home. I promise you.
She looks like you bought a deck of cards,
right?
And all you got was the explanation deck. There was nothing else there.
Half a card's against me.
She bought playing cards and she got Uno.
Yeah, out of the 58 cards in the playing deck for 52, she got the explanation card.
Oh my God.
Wow. By the way, so since I just got on you guys mind if I throw one at you?
No, go ahead.
It says we're talking about meth and drugs and everything else. Coming out of Dean Cerny's neck of the woods, a police chief was arrested and charged with dealing meth and cocaine. A police chief in Pennsylvania was arrested and charged with dealing meth and cocaine, the Department of Justice announced on Wednesday.
From Greensburg, Pennsylvania, right where I live. Yes.
Yo, you know about this one.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Sean Denning, who led the Greensburg Police Department, is facing 6 federal charges linked to a series of drug deals prosecutors say he oversaw between June of 2021 and October of 2022. Court documents.
He was the go-between.
Yeah, court documents seen by Insider allege that Denning worked with at least 3 sources to help a confidential informant source drugs from California to Arizona. The informant was secretly working with the DEA. The drugs, which included LSD, mushrooms, ketamine, and Adderall, were then sent to the informant via mail, an affidavit said.
Mail?
Through the snail mail.
Delivered to him, and then he'd take it to the informant.
That's why they only did 6 deals in a year and a half, because they trusted the Postal Service. Sorry.
Exactly. Denning and the informant exchanged messages on an app called Wicker. The affidavit said nothing that Denning said. It was how all the heavy hitters conduct business. It's encrypted, so virtually impossible to be intercepted ever, he told the informant in one text exchange, according to the affidavit. In another conversation, Denning sent the informant a menu which listed the products and prices of different drugs, the document said. When the informant asked the police chief who to pay, Denning responded, "I don't sell anything, man. I just know folks is all. Dude will handle it. He's trustworthy."
Sure, yeah, okay.
Wicker allows users to exchange end-to-end encrypted and content-expiring messages, including photos and videos. Denning was released on $250,000 bail on Tuesday, per the documents by the insider. Greensburg Mayor Robert Bell told USA Today on Wednesday that Denning was no longer with the department. The department did not immediately respond to insider's request for comment.
He was hauled out by the FBI.
Yeah. And what's even funnier is that immediately following the article, there's a news poll that says, "How concerned are you to hear that a police chief was charged with dealing meth and cocaine in Pennsylvania?"
How concerned.
That's the next town over from
It's kind
me.
of common practice anymore.
Yeah.
Police chief told you
Right.
some shit, you know.
Yep.
And when you look at the guy, he looks like Walter White when he lost his hair.
He does.
Well, I got some more stupidity here. I think I found it.
Uh-oh.
If you could remove one state, which one would you remove and why?
California,
California, why?
because it's filled with liberals.
Okay, filled with liberals. Good answer. All right. If you could remove one state, what state would it be?
California.
Why?
Because California sucks.
If you could remove one state, what state would it be and why?
I want to cut California in half and remove part of it, but keep the top. Oregon's kind of weird.
Okay. If you could remove one state from the flag, which state would it be and why?
California, obviously.
Great.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Had a lot of fun.
You guys have fun.
You too, buddy.
Say, buddy.
Well, I think that
The
is
only
going to
part
be a
of-
unanimous survey.
The only part of Oregon that I would get rid of is Portland. You get rid of Portland, and Oregon's we're just like the rest of the country. In California, I agree with that chick. You get rid of basically everything from the Bay Area south.
Yeah,
and you're
Yeah,
good.
yeah. There's some good people in Northern California.
You have like Shasta, Redding,
there's
Wairika,
some good
that
people
whole
up
area.
there.
That's all right. But
some
south
good
of the Bay, Bay
Why
Area
don't we just
south,
give California back to Mexico and then everybody can quit bitching?
because that would be too easy, and the Democrats will lose those 55 freaking electorate votes.
Because then they'd raise all the wages in Mexico and nobody would get nothing done, and then we have a big old problem, and it just suck. Suck.
Like, I don't know Spanish, so I
You need
can't
to learn
go to
English,
Mexico.
or you need
Then-
to close your business down if you don't serve me American fries. Bitches, Tijuana.
My favorite thing in school growing up in Southern California, one of my classmates looks over and goes, "Do I need a passport when I go to New Mexico?" And we just happen to look at it and go, "What?" So then I rose my hand trying to make fun of it and goes,
Derm is there.
"So you're going to go to New Mexico? What's wrong with Old Mexico?" And she goes, "Well, where's Old Mexico?" I said, 2 blocks down and to your left in Oceanside.
2 blocks down.
Nailed it.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, Commander. I understand you got a story of a woman attacking you when you was a cop.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead. We got a little bit.
Okay. We this going back about way
Your
back.
days at
when
Chippendales don't count.
Brown chicken, brown
Like, I
cow.
don't know why everything happens in January, with all that went on there with our dummies, but this was in January. This happened right over here at the Clinton and Buchanan County line over by little town by Gower.
Okay.
Anyway, saw this lady walking down the street. It was about, I don't know, must have been about 1 o'clock in the morning, give or take. She was in a tank top, short pants,
Perfect.
no shoes, nothing. That was it. And it's the end
No,
of,
not from Missouri.
not from Missouri. I mean, we can have snow shovels one day and bikinis on the next, so everything was okay. Okay. So anyway, I pull over, I stop, I say, "Ma'am, is everything okay?" Yeah, well, everything's okay. I'm just trying to get over to my aunt's house. I said, well, I said, it's 14 degrees and it's snowing.
14 degrees.
So I said, why don't you
Very
get in the
tall.
front seat of the patrol car and you tell me where your aunt lives and I'll take you over there. Okay, so she got in. Okay. And she gave me an address. Believe it or not, I don't know where she pulled it from. Okay. So
It's a family show. We'll
it's a
move
family
on.
show. Yeah. So I went on down. I made the left turn. I went down, and she says, "Oh, that's the house where my aunt lives." Well, being in a rural area, when we raised in the county, no, I know the people that live in that house, and that's not it. So I decided to run. I got her name and got her DOB. She gave it to me. So I called over to the county and ran a background check real quick. Buchanan County doesn't monitor the statewide sheriff's frequency. They monitor it, but they have their own frequency. A dispatcher came on and says, "Oh, we got a warrant out for that person. They're a walk away from the St. Joe number 2, which was a psychiatric hospital."
Right.
She heard that. You got to understand.
Bye, Felicia.
I had a brand new patrol car. It didn't have 100 miles on it. I was getting to break it in. Oh, I was so proud of it.
Oh boy, here we go.
This little gal weighed about 90 pounds if she was soaking wet. I wound up getting my shirt half ripped off. She tried to get to my revolver. She kicked all the radios loose from the transmission hump and knocked the dashboard loose on the passenger side.
Bro, that's not a woman. That's a badger.
Yeah.
Damn,
That's Rick James. Damn.
That was a Tasmanian devil.
Super freaky.
And so, anyway, by that time, the chief had gotten there. There was a state trooper that happened to be close by. He showed up. We never got that gal handcuffed and restrained. She about beat all 3 of us grown men to death. I mean, it's amazing what somebody with a mental condition, they don't know their own strength. Trust me, they don't.
One hell of a drug.
I had to. I drove around for 6 months with the right side of the dashboard of the patrol car propped up with a 2x4. We had to get the radios kind of remounted somewhat on her till the insurance could get it all in and get it fixed up.
Was her name Monica by any chance? Since we were on the Clinton County line?
I don't know, but it was like an episode off Dukes of Hazzard. Okay, I felt like
somebody
Roscoe.
in here said freaking, was talking about Rick James. Yeah, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Oh boy,
I'll say about that.
Oh,
Was this in the mid-90s?
Oh no,
drugs are
this
bad.
in the 70s. This is in the 70s.
That's probably acid back in that day. Acid trip.
I licked a bad stamp.
Oh my God!
This something bad.
This was back in the day when we had big police cars made out of steel and not recycled beer cans.
A couple of Dean's X's. What the hell?
Ditto.
Does she come from Arkansas?
I don't know, but
we tried to reach out to the man who died in this pursuit. They were unavailable for comment. Micah, back to you.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Oh,
that's her all grown up.
Oh yeah.
Now she works for the police. She's out front commenting.
that was quite the deal.
Oh,
God,
tell a great story.
Oh my God! All right, here we go.
Tell a great story.
Someday I got to tell you about the time I shit in a cop car. Okay, but
no,
we won't go through it right now. But all right, let's do a little this day in history.
Okay.
All right. This day in history on January 31. January 31. Truman announced developing H-bomb. On January 31st, 1950, U.S. President Harry S. Truman publicly announced his decision to support the development of the hydrogen bomb, a weapon theorized to hundreds of times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Japan. during World War II. 5 months earlier, the United States had lost its nuclear supremacy when the Soviet Union successfully detonated an atomic bomb at their test site on Kazakhstan. Look at that. That's right.
Yeah.
How about me? Then several weeks after that, the British and U.S. intelligence came and staggering conclusion that the German-born, oh shit, here we go, Klaus Fuchs, that's close enough, top-ranking scientist in the U.S. nuclear program was a spy for the Soviet Union.
You don't say.
You don't say.
Come on, man. Where you getting this shit at? You know,
Big dummy.
you big dummy. The Americans did have a hydrogen bomb, and Truman to approve massive funding for superpower race to complete the world's first super bomb, and he is described in his public announcement on January 31st, 1950.
Out there busting out freaking speeches like freaking Donald Trump. This is going to be the biggest bomb ever. Okay.
Biggest, hugest bomb.
Little man, big bomb.
Big bomb.
Yeah.
Big bomb. Leave my hands. Big bomb. I'm telling you, tremendous bomb.
You don't need those bigger hands to be able to push the button. Just need one finger to be able to push it bigger.
Super big. Big. Super big.
Right. Anyhow.
Wrong. All right. Let's get to our Pimp's Pet.
Pimp's Pet. You don't say.
I'll tell you, here it is. All right, let me go back here because I got to do this the proper way. They say you got to go here, right? Just share the screen. Now somebody's dumbass gonna mess this up. Watch this. Watch this. It's gonna be a pop up Pornhub or something.
Oh.
Tracy will freak out. What's going on here? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it is a jellyfish, so you're not far off.
No. Now, if anybody can pronounce that name, I'll give you 25 entries.
I can't even see it.
Tritopsis nutricula.
That's what she said.
Tritopsis
nutricula.
Nutricula.
Yeah.
Wait, whatever. We're going with that. That's close enough. We're going with that. It's a hybrid jellyfish of the family of Oceanade.
There's a plug-in.
There's a plug-in. Does it run
It's
on
a
fuel?
hybrid.
It's a hybrid. Comes on
We'll
land
call
and
it
water.
Toyota.
Yeah, Toyota. It originates from the Caribbean Sea. Well, it looks like it's something that come out of the Caribbean Sea. Yeah. So, since scientists spotted it in Colombia, that's because they were on cocaine. That all fits. Okay.
It all makes sense now.
It all makes sense now. Yeah. It has also been seen near Japan. Well, you ever drunk sake? Okay. And the Mediterranean Sea. It is tall with a transparent and gelatin skin. The young organisms have 8 tentacles, and the adults have 80 to 90 tentacles.
I was just going to say, 8 tentacles. Have they looked at the picture? Because I'm
Damn.
seeing a lot more than just 8.
Yeah.
New math.
That damn Common Core.
I know, man.
It's got a house, a goat, and 3 peckers. That's birds, you non-thinking. Yeah. 8 to 9 tentacles. It has a big red stomach inside, and it can shine in the dark. I wouldn't.
No, it's Santa Claus.
I don't know.
Rudolph the red-gutted jellyfish.
Don't touch it; he'll zap your ass.
It looks like the Kool-Aid man's trapped inside in the middle.
You know, that you mentioned.
Look at it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for him to break out.
All right. There's your Pimp's Pet. If you guys can speak that language, that's good for you because I don't want
The Triceratops nutria jellyfish. Yeah.
Yes. We'll go with that. I ain't gonna argue with you. I can't. The hell you even said. All right, now
that's the closest thing you got to it.
Hey, that's good enough. Well, you know what? Your word is the word we're taking.
That's right.
Sure.
So there you go.
We're running with it.
Yes, we are. Okay. Now we got another segment we like doing here called Missing Persons. Okay. And I'll take this one here seriously. If we can help these guys, we'll help them. John Weens. Okay. It's his name. Date of birth, April 3rd, 1945. Hair, brown or gray. Eyes, hazel. Height, 6'1". Weight 183 pounds. Sex, he's a male. Race, white. Occupation, retired engineer. So he's got a big brain.
Okay.
Scars and marks. Wines has a surgical scar on the back of a lump, on the right side of his neck. Okay. There's a right side big lump scar. Yeah. Remarks. Wayne may use the first name either John or Johnny. Okay, that's typical.
Yeah.
He may travel to California, Nevada, or Mexico. Details. Johnny or John was reported missing in early November of 2022 and was last seen November 4th, 2022. He has not had contact with his family or loved ones since that date, but was last known to be traveling from Las Vegas, Nevada to San Diego, California, and was last seen in San Diego going to Tijuana, Mexico. Waynes may have no means of contacting those he knows. He may not have any money or may be in immediate need of assistance. He was last seen wearing a brown button-up long sleeve shirt, gray sweatpants, and brown shoes. If you have any information, please contact the local FBI or office or your nearest American embassy or consulate. Your field office is Las Vegas, or you can submit a tip online. He's a senior citizen. Just take a look at him, guys. See if you can. Run across a guy like that. Offer him a kind word first. He might swing on you. Old guys like that don't want to be bothered. So that's a dummy of the week.
Dummy of the week? You mean missing person of the week?
Right. Missing person of the
week. Yeah, I
week.
got that done. Missing person. I was reading off here. Dummy of the week, missing person, fifth bet. Yep, got them all.
Yeah.
All right.
It's an ebb and flow. It just flows into everything.
I'm trying, but guys, it's difficult on this end.
One more time.
One more time.
That's your what is it?
There you go.
It's like bird tracks on a car windshield that's snow covered.
Car windshield. That's what it would be in Oregon, yeah. All right, if you tune in late, we'll go over some of these other ones real quick we put on here. This is a bona fide fact about Joe Biden. If Joe Biden was a coon dog, he'd bark up a fence post while.
You sure he wouldn't be sniffing an electric post?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Pissing on it.
I'm just saying. J-Dub, great debate, sir.
B all day.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Yay. It's unanimous here.
Why is this even a discussion?
Because you'd be surprised.
Anything aside from B, you're a terrorist. Okay.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. If you say B means you're smart and a good person.
And he used more than one ply toilet paper.
Yes. Here we go. Tell me this is true, J-Dub. Just because it's a bad idea doesn't mean it won't be a good time.
Facts. That is facts, straight up.
My judge didn't like it. He thought that was stupid.
I mean, come on, Richie. You remember what happened the last time you were out here, right?
Yeah. It's a good time to be had. Good time to be had.
Speaking of toilet paper, I got to tell a story on my daughter.
Oh boy, here we go.
She's 23 now. We went down to Mexico for a dance competition on the cruise ship. Anyway, we had time off to go on shore, and we were going through a marketplace down through there, and she had to use the restroom, and they had porta potties set up, Johnny on the spots. She went up there, and there was no toilet paper inside the Johnny on the spots. Okay, but there was a lady sitting there selling one sheet of toilet paper, one little square, for 25 cents a square. And I knew my daughter was going to survive in this world when she looked at me and said, "Dad, give her 50 cents." So I did.
There you go.
I thought you were going to say, "Dad, buy a newspaper."
No. Dad, you got a 50? Hey, J-Dub, tell me Carl wouldn't try something like this.
Oh my God! Now the question is, which Carl? Because that's debatable.
Loomis.
Well,
okay. You're talking our Carl.
Well, I know my car would, like an idiot.
Top to bed, but yeah.
Take me home.
Now he might throw that in the back of his truck and drop it off of Marine Drive up there by the airport where all the homeless camps are at.
See, he's helping the homeless.
There you go.
That's probably what he would do with something like that.
Well, I guarantee you, we're gonna take it home because Caitlin would be like, no.
Right. And by the way, I know for sure that he would comment, or at least not him. Maybe EO Complaint would comment on the previous meme that you had up before that about the gal that cut her hair short.
All right.
Yeah, that's a comment EO Complaint would make.
He said, "I love your neck."
Did you see the comment below? I also love your neck.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cut my hair.
I like it. Applause. Bravo. Good shows. It's a very rare fortune duck.
I don't know if when you tuned in, but did you see this one? When you're stuck in traffic. Start losing the battle.
It's not a lie, man. It's not a lie.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. And if you had a twin brother, how would you like him to do this to you?
Oh, we got some 25 was still the best prank, Steve. Damn.
You wake up in the morning, you're engaged. What the hell?
You know what's bad? Go ahead.
Oregon has some beautiful roads compared to Missouri, right? So this picture I showed a while ago, I know this is in Missouri. This can't be Oregon.
I saw that one earlier today. I was like, yeah.
That's Pennsylvania.
I mean, their log roads in Oregon are great, for Christ's sake. You shitting me? They're way better than what we got doing around here. I was freaking out. What the hell is this? We went up to Oshkosh Mountains or some shit.
Yep.
That's close. Oshkosh. Yeah.
You nailed it. Nailed it on the first try. Good job.
There you go.
Damn, losing weight does help your mind better.
Yeah, you even made a ticker tape on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, made a ticker tape.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
look at you, Richie. Make a high-tech of you yet.
He gave me computer advice. The first
I
time I did a show.
Yeah. Hold on. Stop the bullshit, please.
Yeah. I call shenanigans.
I call a liar.
He called me straight up on the phone. He goes, "You got to do this. You got to do this. You go here, go here." I'm like, okay, cool. All right.
You know what he said though? He goes, "I will never complain about you producing the show again, ever."
Nope.
No, it's harder than you think it is.
And you know the best part about this is that this is being saved on your YouTube channel. So now I can go back after the show and show this to High Tech, and he's gonna cry tears of joy.
Because it's gonna be on your network.
Oh yeah. You're right. I forgot.
Yeah, it's on your network. Yeah.
He's probably watching right now because he goes, "Oh, there might be a chance I could be the offensive coordinator for the Cowgirls now."
Yeah.
Just stay away from the deer crossings.
Stay away from the deer crossings.
Right.
You know, if it wasn't for that nice man who discovered electricity,
we'd be doing this by candlelight.
If you watch TV by candlelight, yeah.
And in the future, we'll be able to rewind and fast forward DVDs too.
Yes.
Please be kind. Rewind.
Remember those. Remember that.
Yeah. Remember Justin was gone. Oh Lord. Yeah. No, listen, Denise, it ain't bad. 4 years. I mean, damn. Cut him at a break. 4 years, I could turn the computer on and move the mouse.
Only 4? I thought it was about 5, almost 6 now.
Well, that includes, set up StreamYard and shit now. So,
right.
If you can operate an iPhone, you can operate a computer.
Ouch. I don't know. That's debatable.
I don't know, man.
Well, maybe a Macintosh, but not a PC.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Jeff Onyx, a comedian friend of mine, he comes in and says, "Move your cursor over to the icon."
The what?
Icon.
What the hell did you say? Are you calling me names? He goes, "No, I don't want to fight." Like, what is that? He goes, "Cursor, that thing you move." Oh, the arrow. Oh, I want you to say arrow because it's called a cursor.
I guarantee you,
What are you
said
cussing
something
at
like
me?
that to High Tech, the first words out of his mouth would be, "How dare you curse at me like that?"
That's what I told Jeff. Yeah. Why are you cursing me? Because no, not cursing. Oh, he said, "How'd you get so? Can you wipe your own ass?" Well, yeah. I can't baby wipes. Don't judge.
Here's 2 sheets.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
don't
guys,
click that mouse too hard.
That's right. We're getting down to the last 5 minutes of the show, and what a great show it was, guys.
Yeah.
Tracy, listen, thank you so much for what you do for people.
Thank you.
I won't put your little banner if I can do it again. You shouldn't go to the well twice because you'll fall in. I bet I can do it again.
Woo! Yeah. Look
There,
at there.
bottom of the screen there.
Look at him go.
You're a great woman for what you do. The way you do it, you tell everybody you can't fix things. You're just there to help them, let them talk and things like that.
I'm so proud of pimp.
I don't know. My wife, she probably at home going, "That's my man. That's him. That's my man." Thank you, baby. Well, thank you for what you do. We appreciate you coming on, telling your story. You have an open platform on anything you want to come on as far as us, and you might be able, if you ever have the opportunity to get on VRS or Backwoods Veteran Nation, accept it. They would love to have you on there. I guarantee you, they're a lot smarter than I am, so they have some intelligent conversation on there. Okay,
Guys, my email is running across the bottom, so if you're interested in having me come on, just send me an email.
Absolutely,
Send an email. It. I'd be more than happy to.
She's based here in Missouri, but,
write this down
but you can go in Zoom and Zoomer. So no matter where you're at, what state you're in, you can Zoom on Wednesday night on Wednesday nights. Tracy, man, listen, I'm glad I met you. I'm glad that I called your husband, even though I couldn't get his band to play Warrior Fest. I'm glad we met you.
Yeah, I'm glad too.
On behalf of everyone here at W Entertainment Network, BV Nation, and VRS, thank you.
Thank you.
All of us veterans say thank you for what you do.
Thank you. Yes.
We're trying to get them to stop to not do it.
Right.
But if it happens, then that's where you come in. You come in after us, and right now some of the numbers Commander and I looked at 35, 40 people a day now. This number's going up. Damn, we're losing. So we need people like you. You're gonna be more in need to do that. So we thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, and I'll come back again.
Okay.
Anytime. Just hit me up anytime you want to spread your message. Go ahead, hit me up. If you want to bring a guest on with you sometime, they can talk about their experience. That'd be great to have that too.
Glad to do that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You're welcome. Jada, brother, thank you very much for coming on. You don't need no invite. Just pop up and come on here.
Always a pleasure, my friend. Always a good time.
We love having you on. You're an educated individual, and you have a lot to offer. So, Doc, brother, you're dummy of the week. Man, keep them coming. Keep these things coming, man.
Great job.
I almost didn't believe that one. In fact, I'm going to go home and check that shit out. I'm going to fact check that, okay?
It's got to be real. You can't make that up.
All I have to say, I have been watching now, and I got my wife watching Marty and McGee.
Right.
And when they do the hillbilly headlines,
I'm
going through and checking going, no. And I'm like the one with the guy on the tractor in my old hometown in Boone. I'm like, when it makes ESPN and they have no problem talking about it, it's good.
Yeah. A lot of things on ESPN are good.
But they don't get as animated as I do when I do it.
When the Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator left on mutual terms, bullshit.
Yeah. That was Jerry Jones telling him, this is what you're going to say, and you're leaving now.
He was probably happy. Goes, I don't have to go work with that guy from Mississippi State no more. I can go work with the quarterback from Oregon.
Just had a meeting with him. Here it is. Kellen Moore, how you doing, sir? We're thinking about going a different way. Really? See ya. Make sure you tell him that it's mutual.
Bye-bye. Bye now.
He was ready to get the hell out of there. Because anytime somebody goes from one spot to another spot, instead of advancing and they're leaving that quick, there's some shenanigans going on. But that being said, guys, brother,
yes,
thank you very much.
You're welcome
for everything you do. Your heart's where it is. Guys that don't know, the commander, his name, call him Commander because he's a commander at the American Legion Post 33 here in Cameron. And he's a proud veteran. Some Tuesday nights he'll be leaving because he got to go upstairs.
Yeah, that's next Tuesday.
Yeah, see, next Tuesday he'll
got a board meeting upstairs.
Yeah, board meeting. He goes up there and lays a smack down. Okay, tells them what's going on. So that being said, guys, for everybody for our W Entertainment Network, I've got to say, you are not worthless. You have value. Okay, somebody out there loves you. There's a talent you have that somebody else don't have. In my case, quite a few more you got that I don't have. But there's something out there that somebody wants. Okay, don't be it. As my buddy J Dub always says, I just sit and talk to you for 3 hours and spend 30 minutes at your eulogy. Okay,
that's right.
And he means that when he says that. He says it at closing. He says it all the time. Well, I'm sticking everything today.
Yeah.
This shit being recorded. And we mean it, though. We love you guys. We love to talk to you. Give us a chance to talk with you, make you laugh, sing songs. I can, but we'll find somebody who can sing a song, whatever. Quote some scripture. If you're a spiritual person who wants to quote scripture, we'll find you a guy. We'll find you a guy. All right. That being said, we're a little over the hour. Love you all. And to save my culture, Osta, Usvi, Donadagohoy. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves and each other, as Jerry Springer would say. Jerry. Just kidding.